Good morning, everyone. Welcome to GeoSpatial Connect's GIS Day Hangout. Well, at least it's GIS Day here in Australia at the moment. So welcome to everyone who's jumped on and who will join us or will watch the recording. So, yep, it's GIS Day here in Australia, the 20th of November, for our US friends and friends on the other side of the world. Have a good GIS Day tomorrow, or when it comes around your time in a few hours. All right, so today is normally our job seeker coaching hangout, and I'm going to stick with the same theme, but we're obviously with GIS Day. I'm just going to show you a few ways that GIS technology has been used, and the first couple of examples can be used for you as a job seeker if you're wanting to a different way to show your resume. So welcome today. As I said, happy GIS Day. It's a sort of a strange thing, but it's there for us. Not all industries have their own special day, so here we are. And so spread the word about GIS in your industry, in your workplace, at your university. Well, good luck, Jason, with the role in Atlanta. I really enjoy Atlanta. I spent a year in Georgia, so that was a long time ago now. But all right. So just as a recap, we do these hangouts every day at 10:30 a.m. Adelaide time, so every weekday. Monday is our new members webinar. Tuesday services, so if you have a service to promote, then jump on board and promote that. Wednesday is our job seeker coaching. Thursday is products and projects. So if you have a product or project you'd like to promote, then once again, jump on board. And Friday is our business coaching days. So, all right. So let's get into today's presentation. What I'm going to do is, some of you may have seen these before, but they're unique ways of putting together your resume. And I call them, and well, I didn't really call them, but someone else phrased the term GeoCV. So we're going to have a look at a couple of GeoCVs today, how to do them, and then we'll look at some other technology. So, all right, so just bear with me while I swap screens, and I'll just share this one. Okay, so I'm just going to quickly grab that Hangout, move it. So sorry for those people on the recording. All right, so so you should now be seeing the GeoCV of Dr. Roxana. So she posted this resume a week or so ago on a LinkedIn forum, just to sort of show people what's possible. And it worked. It's a really effective tool for our industry. And I hope you can all right, I'm just trying to figure out why you're not seeing it, so just hold on for a second. Showing the menu bar. Let me just keep flashing up. All right, just all right, just bear with me, guys, while I try to figure out why that is doing that. Maybe I'll just go back to, just remove that so we're only sharing one screen at a time. I'm just going to go off share screen and let's try again. So we'll go to this one. Okay, all right. Seems like we're having a bit of technical issue there. Maybe it's my internet speed trying to broadcast another screen over the
Hello.
hello.
Hi, I've just joined.
All right, terrific. Welcome. I'm just trying to get my screen to share. It just won't share for some reason. Maybe I've got too many resources going, but I'll just try and close a few down.
I'm joining from the USA.
Terrific. Welcome. We've got a few people on from the USA. It seems to be a good time of night to join in. All right, let me just bring this back over. All right, let me see if I can share it again. Let's try this one.
So what have I missed?
We've only just started, so I'm just sort of talking about, well, I just wished everyone a happy GIS day, and now we're just talking about GeoCVs. So, but they won't display, they won't, they won't display on the,
Well,
on the,
so have I missed the introduction?
yeah, that's all you missed. So,
Um, uh, then could you repeat it?
sure.
What is GIS Day?
Well, GIS Day is, or GIS stands for Geographic Information Systems, and it's just a day for GIS professionals around the world to, I guess, tell other people about mapping technology. Is probably a broad sense for it.
Okay.
All right, and today.
Who sponsors the event?
No, it's just it's a non-sponsored event. There's lots of events going on around the place. Some sponsored, some not. So this is just a non-sponsored event, or just put on by myself. But I don't know why that won't share. Let me just get out of that. So I apologise to everyone listening in. I'll see whether I can, maybe if I close it down. And I'll just open it up again. So I apologise for the delay here, guys, while I try and get this going again. Okay, so let me try and share that screen. It's still coming up blank. All right. I really apologize for this, but let me try one more try. So share screen. What if I go full screen? See whether that... All right. Are you seeing that now, guys? Yes, terrific. All right, we finally got there. All right, so
I see it.
apologize for I don't know what that was doing, but all right. So as I mentioned at the beginning, Wednesday is our normal job seeker coaching days, and being GIS Day, I thought we'd show a few different ways of using mapping technology for your resume. And so um, this lady, Dr. Roxana, and I'm not even going to offend her by pronouncing her surname wrong, but she posted this resume on a LinkedIn forum just the other day, and and in like 48 hours, over 1,100 people had viewed it. So it's a really unique way of putting your resume together. And so I'll just go through some of the things that she's done. And so she's broken it up into education, work experience, and professional certification. So you can click on images along the bottom, and it takes you to a photo of that location. So it actually gives you a really quite an interesting different perspective for a resume. And so someone can see the building, they can see where it is, and if they're interested, they can use the map to actually look around even further. So we'll go along a couple more. And so where she did her master's, where she did another master's, and so we'll come across where she then moved to the US, did her certification, and then started working in different places. And so it's a really interesting and unique way of presenting your resume, especially for a mapping professional. You're sort of combining both the information that you would normally have in a resume, like what you did and when you did it, but adding the logos or the photos or the education, where you did it, all those sorts of factors. And so,
I have a question.
yeah, fire away.
Um, Traditionally, the resume would be like a one-page, letter,
Yep.
a document that would get you the interview. Is this more of a like a secondary type thing that you would bring to a job interview?
Yeah. Well, it's
or include in like something that, I mean, do you mean like an online resume?
yeah, it's an online resume. So if you're sending in a traditional resume somewhere, then you probably would include the link to it, so people can come online and have a look while they're going. So
That makes sense. That makes sense. One question is GIS Day about resumes?
no, GIS Days is about mapping and mapping technology. So GIS stands for
Okay.
Geographic Information Systems. So but
Just wanted to make sure I knew what we were talking
yeah,
about, and
but
resumes or GIS Day or both.
well, it's a combination of both, because my Wednesday webinars are my job seeker coaching webinars for mapping people. So I've sort of combined the two. So we're just showing some uses of mapping technology for oops, just excuse me for a second while I move that over there. So just showing some technologies. So I'm just,
I have one more question for you.
yep.
And have you ever heard of Survey Earth in a Day?
No.
No? Okay.
What what's it about?
Well, what it's about is, well, the best way to check it out, I don't want to take up all your airtime, is to go to surveyearth.com, and I don't know, perhaps you could do that right now.
Okay. All right. What I want to do is I want to show one more example of a GeoCV, and then we might have a look at that website. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to. All right. So you can now see here's a different version of a GeoCV, and this one's using Google Map technology and using map engines on Google. And this gentleman's put his resume together, and essentially you can click on individual parts of the resume and it'll take you to those sort of the descriptions of it and where they did it, and you can use your normal sort of mapping features and you can zoom in and do all those sorts of factors. But it's a really interesting way of presenting your resume in a slightly different format. So I will just I'm just going to show you quickly also. So this view here, all right. So if you go to mapengines.google.com, you can create your own, and that's what that last gentleman's done. He's used this map engine, and you can add your points, add the text, and you can do that all yourself. So it's a very simple scenario. If you really want to, Dr. Roxana that I spoke about, the first one, she said if people are really interested in that, she would be happy to guide them through how to do that. So I guess there's two ways. Jason's question is, how do you go about creating a GeoCV? So one is using this map engine software on Google. The other one is using this. Dr. Roxana has used a product that Esri put out called ArcGIS Online, and it's a storybook software or storybook extension they have for ArcGIS Online. So you can use both of those sorts of scenarios. The simplest one is probably using this map engine one. So yeah, if you want those links, or I'll put the links on the on our blog and all those sorts of things after the presentation. So if you want those, just let me know if you don't see them there. But as Scott mentioned, let's have a quick look at. Here we go. Here's going by the seat of my pants, having a look at Survey Earth. Okay. So there's another great site that you can, as GIS professionals have their day, surveying professionals have their day as well. So look at those sorts of things. The other thing I really wanted to show today was some new use of technology that you might be interested in. It's a really this is nothing to do with job seekers. It's to do with just GIS data in general, or just a new unique form of using data. So there's a new product that's just been listed on GeoSpatial Connect, and it's a global isoberg patterns. Now I've probably pronounced that wrong, and Ed will probably correct me, but he's giving away this month free Google Map files. So, and they show if I read it here, so they display the output of the isoberg model algorithm for 12 o'clock UT on a particular day starting today, GIS day. To gain a better understanding of the display, there's a couple of blog entries there, so have a look at those. But you can download each of the Google Earth files, and now that quickly showed the output, but it's really not. It doesn't really mean a lot when you look at it like that. So you can go to the site. Let me get rid of that, and you can download the Google Earth file. And so let me just show you what it looks like when you bring it up onto Google Earth. And you can do this on your mobile if you've got Google Earth on your mobile. And the great thing about these files is once you've got Google Earth installed, it just does it. And so just opening it up, be interesting how that goes over. All right, so you can sort of see, let me zoom out a bit. And zoom in a bit. So that KMZ file now is draped over the Earth, and which is a lot more visually impressive. Now, don't really ask me what this KMZ file represents in one respect, because it's not my product, but I just thought I would show it to you because because it's a new product on GeoSpatial Connect. So have a look at that, and if you're interested, read those blog articles. So I'll just show you where you can get back to so if we go back to the GeoSpatial Connect website, and you can see here in the e-store the global isoberg files. So you can download any of them. We're just waiting for the 26th. So it changes each day. It's been developed by Ed, and there's links there to the two blog articles which explain what the data is all about. So have a look at those. And so today, yeah, Leslie, you're right in that it's a satellite path. It's taking data from the satellite and putting it through some algorithm for some earthly phenomena. read the read the blog article and you'll understand it a lot better than I do. I'm not really doing it justice. Um, all right, so that's really it for today. I really appreciate everyone jumping on board. And if we have any questions, then I'd like to open the floor up to questions. Scott has given us that link to um, Surveyors Week, which I'll just. So I know the gentleman from Land Surveyors United. He appeared on our webinar just last week. So yeah. So as I said earlier, for GIS professionals, we have our day. Surveyors have their day or week, and it's all one sort of industry that's getting together. So,
in my opinion, I'm sorry
yep.
to interject, but in my opinion, geospatial professionals is sort of an all-inclusive sort of a term for surveyors and say GIS professionals, say geomatics, call it whatever you will. And one thing I found was that the event, Survey Earth in a Day, attracted just as much attention from GIS professionals as it did from land surveyors.
Yeah, I think the industry works a lot together in terms of that. I mean, the surveyors obviously are the collectors of a lot of information, and then the cartographers will take that and create the maps, or the surveyors will draw up their diagrams and stuff like that. So there's a lot of interaction between a lot of conferences that I go to. Yeah, it's exactly like what you said. Is that that the surveying conferences there's a lot of GIS people, at the GIS conferences a lot of surveying people, and remote sensing and photogrammetry and a whole range of other industries which fall into our into that geospatial, geotechnical sort of umbrella.
Right on. And I think there are a lot of overlapping skills that are utilized between the different geospatial professionals or professions,
Yep.
more properly.
Yes.
So, in my opinion, then it's difficult for me to separate myself from any geospatial professional, even though I'm a registered land surveyor. That is my profession, but I work with GIS professionals every day, and I'm actually contributing to a GIS, a geodatabase right now, a huge project, really.
Terrific.
And as a land surveyor, my role is not data collection; it's writing legal descriptions,
And
which is something GIS professionals don't do. They just don't do it.
And that's why we all need to sort of connect together, because we need that legal and the accuracy and all that sort of stuff that comes from the surveying industry, and for the GIS professionals to actually understand that sort of technology as well, and why they're using it. Because one thing I see quite regularly is maps being put out without really understanding of how it was captured or why it was captured, and that's where having that good interaction with surveyors or the data collectors, because it's not always surveyors, but understanding why it was collected and to what level of accuracy, and what legal ramification the data has, and what it was meant for. And so just because it's collected doesn't mean you can just use it for anything. So yeah, it's a good point, Scott.
Yeah, in my experience, the GIS professionals that work for bodies of government are the ones that best understand um, everybody's role, basically, when it comes to assembling and maintaining a GIS database. And working very closely with land surveyors and many other geospatial professionals, these mostly appointed in the U.S. Uh, officials have been doing a great job, and I've been pleased that I have been able to meet a lot of them and be able to work side by side with them.
Yep.
And I certainly respect their um, role.
Yeah, and that's part of the role of what we're trying to do with our site GeoSpatial Connect, is connect lots of parts of the industry and bring them all together, and so they can have that greater understanding of what everyone does and why they do it. So
Yeah, that sounds like a lot like Land Surveyors United.
well,
To tell you the truth.
I have been speaking to it's Justin who runs that, Justin, and yeah, and we've been speaking a lot because there's a lot of similarities between between what we're both trying to do, and we're actually looking at ways that we can work more closely together with our sites and to bring that the membership together and yeah,
That's a good idea.
so
I think it's a very good idea, and I should properly introduce myself as Scott Warner, the Senior Director and Editor of Land Surveyors United.
oh, terrific. Well, good to meet you.
I just crashed your party.
I know. It's open for everyone, so so I do appreciate that, because it's that's the whole point of these webinars, is to try and have different people from different professions speak and join in and have a look at the technologies that we're trying to show. So
Justin and I are paying attention.
oh, okay, terrific. Well, say hello to him for me, and
I will.
all right. Well, thank you everyone for your attention today. I apologise for the technical delays at the beginning, but I look forward to catching up with people on the next webinar. Tomorrow is our products and projects webinar, and Friday our business coaching. So I look forward to seeing you then. Thanks again for everyone who's come online and who's watching the recording. So have a great
Thanks, Dean.
have a great GIS day, everyone. See you later.